What's up, guys? Dave here back with a follow-up video to something that I posted yesterday or 2 days ago now because of my laziness or I just did multiple tries of this video. Let's be honest here. I've got possibly way too many headphones for who I am and for what I do. And as you can see, I've got four nice headphones. Three of them are Audio Technicas. 1, 2, 3, and then back there is a pair of Fostex, and that's really just for comparison against all three of these. Now, why am I doing this video specifically based on the Audio Technica ATH-AG1s? Because from this moment on, after this video is done, these will be the ones that I use to do these video recordings. As you can tell, and you will tell eventually, that the sound that's coming through my phone microphone isn't very good. At least in my opinion, it's not very good. And these have an excellent built-in microphone, and it terminates in a 3.5 millimeter jack, 3.5 inch millimeter, 3.5 millimeter jack, which plugs right into my phone. It's detected as a headset, and then immediately it uses the microphone for anything audio related recording stuff. It sounds wonderful. It's a little louder than, me speaking directly into the phone, but, you win some, you lose some. So I kind of want to quickly go over here how these act as headphones and do a bit of a review of these guys against these guys. And then these guys will all get their separate reviews against this one and such and such, so on, so and forth. And you should get the gist of that. So what are these? These are a gaming headset. They are officially Audio Technica's gaming set headsets, and these are discontinued. Specifically, these ones are just discontinued. They make an X version of these because X's are cool. You just keep on adding X's. You got the ATH-M50s, then you got the ATH-M50X, and then now you'll eventually get ATH-M50XX, and then ATH-M50XXX. Then it gets a little funny, but these were the originals, and I bought them basically brand new when they came right out after I read someone else's review on them, and now here's my take on them about 2 or 3 years later. So when you put on this pair of headphones, you immediately get a sense that there's no sound coming through them, and the reason why is because these are closed back headphones. If I ran water through the ear cups, there would be no water coming out the other side. And pretty much everything's a plastic construction. You can see we got some gold right here. That is gold. I know camera is not very good, but that is gold. And overall, it's a very subtle gold. It's not like blaring. It's not, obtrusive or anything. So you could probably go around your life, daily living like this, so long as you don't be called like an aircraft flyer pilot, whatever, an aircraft pilot, because of the boom mic and just the way that you look when you have these on. At least that's how my girlfriend tends to call herself that when she puts this pair of headphones on. So when you get past the plastic construction, you get a obviously non-removable cable, and the reason why is because of the specialty of this cable. It's a dual microphone and headphone cable that terminates into this four-sectioned 3.5 millimeter jack. So I actually don't give it negatives on that side because that's necessary to have it completely solid and in there. I think it makes the microphone better. Then again, I haven't tested any other microphones, so there we go. Other than this one, and then my desktop microphone, my condenser microphone. So these got wings up here. They call them wings at least, and they're padded, not open like the ATH-900X's. See, these are open, and they are padded just here though. These are padded all across the entire piece. See, and it's a very soft. I don't know if it's definitely not memory foam, but it's definitely some sort of foam. Ear pads are non-removable. I can't take these off. Neither would I want to. I actually enjoy these ear pads. They're not that bad for me. And they kind of relieve a little bit of the clamping pressure that these definitely have. My head is big, like these almost go like that far out when they're on my head, even more, like right there. That's about it. And so that they don't get uncomfortable, but they are tight. And I just kind of enjoyed that, especially because this is a gaming headset, and you throw these on. Not a lot of soundstage because they're closed, and the highs are great, and you can hear the lows. They're not fantastic. So let's get to the point where how they sound. I've listened to these with just very little recently, because I've got all these other pair of headphones, and I've got other favorites that I like to listen to music to. This one specifically serves the purpose of having the microphone and recording stuff with, and I tend to use it for gaming on occasion because of how it's just closed, and I've got mostly open headphones, and I just sometimes just want to block out all the noise that comes around with this apartment that happens. That air conditioning unit back there rattles like hell, and you can hear it when it's on through this microphone. So I have to turn it off in order for this stuff to work. So, the temperature's slowly climbing. It's about 79 degrees, but it's a noisy apartment. These are closed, and these do a heck of a job, at least in terms of sealing out the noise. Now, sound signature. Let's talk about sound signature. Highs, good. Vocals, excellent, I'd say. They're very clear, detailed. You can hear them over the highs. Weirdly enough, it seems like they've just got a little bit more of an enhancement with these over the highs. And bass is, I wouldn't say mediocre. It's actually pretty good in comparison to their what they're modeled after, which is this pair of cans, the 900X. So those will get their own separate review, and I'll tell you why I like these over those in terms of just gaming. Bass is present. There's no doubting that, and it's just not stellar in terms of other things that I've heard. These specifically have been discontinued because they have the X versions, but they're about the same price, $300, fairly expensive for a headset. I mean, like, come on, $300. I could go to get HyperX Clouds for $150, and you might be able to skip by. But this is an excellent quality microphone, and I believe it's worth the price, at least in my opinion. And back 2 years ago, this was my first pair of headphones, anyways. So I was like, why not go all the way, get the good sound quality, and then get a decent microphone? That way I could play games with other people, because that was a big deal. I wanted to play games with other people, but I also wanted a good set of headphones that I could just use. This cable is really short, which is nice, because I can actually use it with my phone and it not have to go everywhere. It even has an extension where this gets separated into two wires, and then that extension is an extra 2 meters, and you throw those, and those are currently in the back of my computer, and I plug these into them, and then they go into a sound card, and then the sound card processes everything for the headphones. So overall, if I had to recommend these, probably not. And the reason why is they are fairly expensive for what they are, and I don't have the new ones. I can't judge the new ones. Now, I've been told that several people like to take the 900Xs and pair them with an Antline mod mic. And I've actually looked at the price of that, and it's not fairly expensive, about $200-ish. And like I said, these are $300-ish. Mobility is okay. These don't fold like the M50Xs do. And they're very bulky. They don't have a case when I bought them, so it's a little bit of a sad point there. But when I want to use them with, say, my laptop, my gaming laptop, awesome. They're perfect, because then I don't have to use the onboard microphone quality of the laptop. That's why I got these. So let me go ahead and pause this video and get these on my head, and then we'll talk about one of these other ones here really quickly. That way you guys can get a sound sample, and then maybe post-processing, after all this stuff is done, I'll get a sound sample of the desktop microphone that I have to compare all of them against. Because, holy crap, the differences between this pair and then this onboard microphone is fantastic. Little notice here, it is louder, and I will try to fix that. But, go ahead, turn the knob down just a bit. So let's immediately jump to the 900Xs, because they are very close. They're the closest thing to the ATH-AG1s that I have around here, and because they are directly modeled after this. The drivers are very similar. There's a new voice coil, I believe, in the AG1s versus the 900Xs, and these are open. Obviously, if I poured water through those, you definitely see some water. Actually, a lot of the water would go through, in my opinion. It's just a little too open for me. And they're definitely not a pair of cans that you want to listen with electronic music, at least in my opinion. These guys do a much better job with the rock genre, anything that's more analog, stuff that people physically had to strum with, or pluck with their fingers, because it just sounds better right there. It doesn't sound like, when you modulate all the digital ones and zeros, the bass is just not there for that. And the highs kind of, in my opinion, aren't as enjoyable. However, the vocals are still very good with this pair of headphones. And that's kind of what sets these two sets, this one and the one I'm listening to, and that you're listening to because I'm speaking through it, sets them together but then apart, because, like I said, this pair, the one that I'm wearing, has more bass. This one doesn't. However, this one has more soundstage and almost better imaging, depending on the genre, depending on the type of music that you're listening to. And that's really where things kind of come from. So, I'll take this pair off now, and then I will kind of talk about these at a later date, and we'll get to the desktop microphone sound sample now. Like I promised, here's a voice recording of my desktop condenser microphone. Obviously, M50Xs, the Fostex, the 900X are there, and then finally the gaming headsets are off my head while I'm recording this. That way you don't get those confused with them being on my head. I'm going to kind of vocally go through this whole section here. I was a little crazy, so I'm zooming in on the Just Mobile headstand with the purple flowers in the background. Then I'm going to zoom out here. I'm going to focus my attention on the Fostex very slowly. I'm actually physically bringing the camera with me forward. I don't know how to zoom on this thing. And then finally, the M50Xs with the white pads. All right, guys, thank you for joining me here on this review of the AG1s by Audio-Technica, the original AG1s by Audio-Technica, that is. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, you want to send me something, you can't send me something. I'm sorry. This place is impossible to deliver to. But if you just want to tell me that I suck, go ahead. Tell me that I suck. But if you thought that this was a good movie, a good review, like, subscribe, do whatever the heck you need to do. And I promise all the audio quality is going to go much better with this pair of headphones. Until next time, be good, play safe.